built new cities in the wild frontier.
Forget New York. Forget Dubai. We are building the American Dream 2.0 right here from the dust.
The map of the United States is about to change, not by war or conquest, but by the sheer force of construction. Donald Trump's vision for 10 freedom cities begins here, in the silence of federal land that has not seen a human footprint in decades. This is the largest mobilization of earth-moving equipment since the construction of the Panama Canal. Thousands of bulldozers, scrapers, and excavators have descended upon the wilderness, forming a mechanical army that stretches for miles. The first challenge is not building up, but tearing down and leveling the uneven geography of the frontier. Before a single beam of steel can be raised, millions of tons of rock and soil must be shifted to create a stable foundation. Survey drones buzz overhead like swarms of angry insects, mapping every contour of the land with laser precision. They are feeding data to autonomous grading machines that carve the desert floor into a perfect, flat grid. This is a logistical nightmare, as these sites are chosen specifically for their isolation from current civilization. There are no highways here to bring in materials, so the builders must first build the roads that will allow them to build the city. Temporary asphalt plants are erected on site, churning out miles of blacktop day and night to support the supply chain. If the supply line breaks, the city dies before it is even born, so the convoy of trucks never stops moving. The veins of the city, while the surface is being leveled, a different war is being fought 100 feet beneath the boots of the workers. To build a city of the future, you cannot rely on the archaic, crumbling infrastructure of the past. Massive tunnel boring machines, the size of football fields, are lowered into deep shafts to begin their subterranean journey. They are chewing through solid bedrock to create utility tunnels that are large enough to drive a truck through. In traditional cities, fixing a sewer pipe means tearing up the street and stopping traffic for weeks. In the freedom cities, all utilities, water, electric, waste, and data, are housed in these accessible underground arteries. Robots will patrol these tunnels 24/7, identifying leaks or faults and repairing them before a human even knows there is a problem. This underground network also serves as the delivery system for the entire metropolis. Autonomous freight pods will zip through these dark tubes, delivering groceries and goods directly to the basements of skyscrapers. By moving logistics underground, the streets above are liberated from the noise and danger of delivery trucks. But the most critical vein of all is the one that carries the most precious resource in the desert: water. Engineers are laying pipelines that rival the Alaskan oil pipeline in size, but these are designed for hydration, not fuel. They stretch hundreds of miles to the nearest coast, where gargantuan desalination plants are being constructed. These plants will turn the Pacific Ocean into drinking water, pumping it uphill to breathe life into the arid dust. The vertical revolution, with the foundations set and the veins connected, the skeleton of the city begins to rise. The architecture of the freedom cities is defined by a single, revolutionary technology: the vertical takeoff and landing vehicle. In New York or Chicago, buildings are designed around the automobile, with massive parking garages and ground-level entrances. Here, the skyscrapers are designed like trees, with branches that serve as landing pads for flying cars. You will not see endless seas of asphalt parking lots surrounding these new towers. Instead, the buildings themselves are the ports, with reinforced balconies capable of supporting the weight of electric aircraft. The construction cranes required for this are the tallest ever built, lifting prefabricated steel modules into the sky. Speed is the primary objective, so the city is not built brick by brick, but block by huge block. Factories located 50 miles away are mass-producing entire apartment units on an assembly line. These units arrive at the site fully furnished, with plumbing and wiring already installed, ready to be stacked. It is like a massive game of Lego played by giants, reducing construction time from years to mere months. The structural engineering must be flawless, as these towers will face the harsh winds of the open plains. The skin of these buildings is not just glass. It is a photovoltaic membrane that harvests energy from the sun. Every vertical surface is a power plant, turning the skyline into a massive generator that feeds the grid. The nuclear heart, a city of 1 million people, running on electric cars and digital infrastructure, has a voracious appetite for power. Solar panels are helpful, but they cannot keep the lights on during a dust storm or the long winter nights. To solve this, the freedom cities are breaking the ultimate taboo of modern urban planning. Deep on the outskirts, buried under layers of reinforced concrete, lies the city's heart, a small modular reactor. These are not the dangerous, sprawling nuclear plants of the 1970s that people fear. These are next-generation nuclear batteries, self-contained and fail-safe, designed to provide limitless carbon-free energy. The construction of the reactor site is the most secure operation on the entire project. Armed guards patrol the perimeter while engineers lower the reactor core into a seismic-proof vault. This energy independence is what makes the Freedom City truly free from the volatile national power grid. Even if the rest of the country goes dark, the lights in this desert oasis will never flicker. Heat generated by the reactor is not wasted. It is piped into industrial greenhouses. These massive glass structures surround the city, growing food in a controlled environment to feed the population. The industrial renaissance as city is more than just homes. It needs a purpose, and it needs jobs to sustain its economy. Trump's plan includes the construction of massive hive factories on the edges of the residential zones. These are not the dirty, smoke-belching factories of the Rust Belt era. These are pristine, white-floor facilities where humans and advanced robotics work side by side. The goal is to bring manufacturing back to American soil by making it cheaper and faster than anywhere else. We see the construction of a massive automobile plant, designed specifically to build the flying cars that the city relies on. The proximity is intentional. The people living in the towers will build the machines that fly between them. To attract companies to these remote locations, the construction includes massive data centers. These data hubs are cooled by the same liquid systems used for the nuclear reactors. They provide the computing power necessary for AI research, aiming to make the Freedom City the new Silicon Valley. The social engineering. But concrete and steel are easy compared to the challenge of building a society from scratch. The construction of the Freedom Cities includes specific infrastructure designed to encourage a new way of life. We see the building of massive baby bonus centers, state-of-the-art maternity, and childcare facilities. These are the physical manifestation of the political promise to trigger a new baby boom. The city design aggressively prioritizes families, with parks and schools integrated into the base of every residential tower. There are no homeless shelters built here, because the economic model is designed to prevent homelessness entirely. However, this creates a controversial dynamic regarding who is allowed to enter. The gates of the city are being built with high-tech surveillance and biometric scanners. It is a fortress of prosperity, designed to keep the chaos of the outside world at bay. Critics argue it is a walled garden for the elite, while proponents call it a lifeboat for the middle class. The police stations are being equipped with predictive AI capabilities, monitoring the streets to stop crime before it happens. It is a sociological experiment on a grand scale, testing if a perfect environment can create a perfect society. The race against time, the timeline for this project is brutal, driven by a political clock that ticks louder every day. Crews are working in 3 8-hour shifts, ensuring that the construction site never sleeps. At night, the desert is lit up by millions of watts of floodlights, visible from space like a new star on the map. The dust never settles, and the roar of diesel engines is a constant, thrumming soundtrack. Mistakes are inevitable at this speed, and we see the toll it takes on the machinery and the men. A crane collapses under the strain of the wind. A supply truck overturns on the icy winter roads. But the momentum is unstoppable, driven by billions of dollars of federal investment. The first phase of the city is nearing completion, a gleaming cluster of towers standing alone in the emptiness. It looks surreal, a computer rendering brought to life, defying the natural logic of the landscape. The final touches are being applied, the planting of genetically modified trees that can survive the heat, the installation of the smart glass windows that tint automatically to block the harsh sun, the painting of the landing pads, waiting for the first generation of flying commuters. The promised land. As the sun sets over the finished skyline, the Freedom City glimmers with potential and danger. It stands as a testament to what human will can achieve when it is unburdened by regulation and history. For the families packing their moving trucks in the decaying suburbs of the old world, this is their last hope. They are leaving behind the potholes, the crime, and the high taxes for a chance at the frontier. But a city is a living thing, and it cannot be fully engineered. It must be lived in. Will the technology work as promised, or will the desert reclaim these towers like the ruins of ancient empires? The construction is finished, the machines are silencing their engines, and the dust is finally settling. The gates are opening. The experiment is about to begin. This is not just a new city, it is a bet on the survival of the American dream. And the whole world is watching to see if the gamble pays off.
They said it was impossible. We said it was necessary. Welcome to the American future.